Hi, welcome to your 45-minute Hatha Yoga class today. I'm Melanie from Yoga Within. Thanks for joining me. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As we start, let's start in a seated position. For today, you may find it might be helpful to have a couple of these foam blocks or a Kleenex box or a couple of books even, just to perhaps help you with your balance. And perhaps one of these foam blocks if you need to sit up on it to lift your hips and tilt the pelvis, or you can even use a towel or a blanket. Just get comfortable. Rest your hands on your lap or on your knees. Let your spine lengthen. Let your eyes be opened or closed. Just take a moment to remember that yoga is all about getting to know ourselves. So take a moment, just notice how you're feeling today. Notice your connection to the ground supporting you. Take a moment to check in with your breath. Remember, breath is life. It is the one thing we all have in common. We all breathe. Notice your breath. Notice your thoughts. Try to let go of all the thoughts that you were holding on to before you came to your mat. And just try to let them come and go. Trying not to have any attachment to any one thought. Let your mind slow down, your breath deepen without forcing it. And allow yourself to become present in the here and now. Slowly, let some movement come back into the body. Just letting the chin drop down and move across the collarbones from side to side. Moving from shoulder to shoulder. And then even extending the chin up towards the ceiling, back down and across and over to the other side. Let the movement be just as fast or as slow as you need it to be. Remembering the importance of honoring what feels right for you. Not doing what I say because I'm just one person, doing what your body's telling you to do. And then bring your head back to the center. Lift your gaze up, roll your shoulders out, a few times back, a few times forward, walk the fingertips out. Take a long, deep breath in, lift those arms up as high as you can comfortably. And then lower them down. Try not to thrust your chins. I'm watching you. Try not to dip your chins down. Once more up. Once more down. Remember, always checking in with your doctor if you feel that you might have any issues in your tissues. Making sure that you are in a position that what you're doing is good for you. Okay, next time the arms are up, let the movement stop. And just add a little bit of swaying to the right and to the left. Really doesn't matter what side you start with. And if you find there's increased pain in your shoulders, put your hands on your hips. Good. Work with your breath. And then come back to the center. Lower the arms to shoulder height. Clasp your elbows. Move your arms right. And then over to the left. So not a twist. Just getting some movement going in the upper back, moving as fast or as slow as feels good for you. And then next time the arms come across the center, let the movement stop. Just lifting the arms up a bit. Some of you, you'll be able to lift them like you're framing your head in a picture frame. And then lower down. Some of us, that's just too far, and we start thrusting our chin, thrusting our ribs. Just getting a sense of how are your shoulders today as you lift and as you lower. It's good. Next time the arms are down at shoulder height, let the movement stop. And now hold your shoulders and just twist a little bit. Keep breathing and elbows down. Elbows and chin up, elbows and chin down, elbows and chin up, stopping at the center, opening the arms and crossing the arms the other way, rolling them forward, rolling them back, little bit of twisting, And then elbows and chin down, elbows and chin up, flowing with your breath. Let your mind follow the rhythm of the breath, and then stop at the center. Open the arms nice and wide, lower the right hand down, bring the left arm up. Flex through the left hand. If your shoulders hurt, put your hands on your hips for the side bend. And come back to the center, flex both, and bending to the left. Flexing the right hand, looking at the right hand if it doesn't strain your neck. Back to the center, flex both, and once more to each side. Press strongly through the heel of that left hand. Gaze comes back to the center, and last time, flex through that right hand. And back to the center, flex through both hands. Press, press, press. Bring the arms up, fingers point to the wall behind you, shoulders drop. Breathe in, press up, and breathe out. Let it go. Good. Stretch your legs out, balance into your knees. Rock a bit from side to side. Come on, really rock, 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 rock. And then point and flex your feet, jiggling your whole body, but sit up tall, no slouching. As my teacher Gerda says, put some effort into it. Good, let the movement stop, flex your feet, bend your knees, tip your torso towards the thighs, reposition the glutes if you need to, and go into this forward fold. For some of you, you may find legs straight is great. For some of us, we get a deeper stretch, especially through that low back into the hamstrings, if our knees are bent a bit. Don't be afraid of a little movement. You can create a lot of change, just mindful movement. And then bring yourself all the way up and roll that out. So you can sit again, cross-legged, cross your legs the opposite way if you can, or stretch your legs out, doesn't matter. Pick the leg that's in front up and rock. Try not to lean back. I see you leaning back. Come on, sit up. Lift that heel up a bit higher. Smile. You are allowed. Good. And then go into some circles through the hip, both directions. Notice how you're feeling today. You can always stretch that other leg out if it's better. And then snug that leg in. If you can put your leg around your head, by all means. Now put that leg down, grab the other one. If you did interlace your fingers, interlace them the opposite way. Try not to lean back, reposition. You can always straighten the leg if it's better. Keep your breathing. Move as dynamically or as slowly as you need to get the stretch that you need. The heel down or the heel up a bit higher. Go into the circles in both directions. Hopefully you're noticing the difference from side to side in the body. Go the other way if you haven't. Good, and pause. Maybe you put this leg around your head, or perhaps you don't. Good, put that leg down and just go into a forward fold. So those blocks I told you might want, you can always use them to rest your elbows, walk the bottom back. They do change heights. So use the height that's best for you. If you have books, stack them up higher. And then bring yourself up. Bring the shoulders and roll them back. Bring the knees up, stretch the legs out and bounce it out. Adjust your glutes. Now keep that left leg straight and bend the right knee. Take the opposite hand, so the left hand to the right leg, and bring the right hand behind your back. So you can tent the fingers on the floor if you like, or bring the hand all the way around. Keep breathing, and you are twisting to the right. You want your weight even on both glutes. Keep your foundation strong. Your foundation is whatever's on the ground. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. And bring yourself back to the center. Now take your right ankle and put it on the left knee. Some of you may need to bend that left knee. And take yourself forward. And forward can be whatever forward is for you. Some of you may get your elbows to the floor. Some of you may use the blocks for your elbows. Keep in mind, whatever's on the ground is part of your foundation. Think about your shoulders being in a nice straight line. And do try to breathe. Try to breathe. Good. One more breath in, one more breath out. Bring yourself all the way back up. Now, if you can bring this right knee above the left in this half shoelace position, do that. And then take the body forward again. Use the blocks if you like. Keep your breathing. If you feel a lot of pressure under that left knee, a rolled up blanket or a rolled up yoga mat or a small bolster will work nicely. If you're feeling strain in the neck, well, reposition your neck. Flex both feet. See if it changes it. And then bring yourself up. Now you can stay in this position, or you can take the left leg, bend the knee, and bring it back. Take the body slightly forward, wiggle it back. So you may need a blanket. Now this time you are twisting to the left. So take your hands and walk to the left. Now you may get both elbows to the floor. My right glute lifts. So I don't put my elbows down. I put my hands down and breathe. Or again, you can use the block. You do want the weight even on both glutes. Keep your neck relaxed. Bring yourself back up. Come back to the center. Then it's opposite. So left hand to right knee, right hand behind, and you are twisting to the right. Breathing. Keep your chin parallel to the floor and keep breathing. Bring yourself back to the center and bring yourself forward. So whatever forward is for you, you can extend the blocks out a little farther if that gives you more release for your shoulders. And don't be afraid to wiggle around on your glutes a bit. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. And bring yourself up. Take this left leg out. Take the right leg out. Rock it out. And then go into the forward fold that works for you. So remember, in your forward fold, if your back and hamstrings bother you, move your legs a little farther apart. Let those knees bend. If there's no issues in the tissues, maybe the legs are straight, you're clasping your wrists. And bring yourself up. Roll the shoulders. Good. Stretch your legs out again. Reposition the glutes. Left leg is straight. Right leg is straight. Left knee bends, crosses over the right. Opposite hand to leg, so right to left. Left behind, fingertips to the floor. Or bring the hand in the low back. It's really up to you. Think about your neck being the last thing to turn. So it's not that you don't want the head to turn in this twist, but you want it to twist as a benefit, not like you're giving yourself snake bite. Some of you may reach under the leg. I know I didn't tell you this on the other side and clasp your hands, but some of us don't. So try to find contentment where you are. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Bring yourself back to the center. And then see if you can put that left ankle just above the right knee. So to be similar to that figure four position, only with the legs straight. And then bring yourself forward. Walk the bottom out a step or two. And again, you may bring the elbows to the floor. You may need the blocks. See what it is you need. When I'm here, I use my upper arms, pressing one against the shin, one against the top of the foot. Feeling the shoulders move apart, so you are broadening across the upper back. Good, and then bring yourself up. And if it's possible to put that left knee on top of the right, do that. Reposition the glutes and take yourself forward. Whatever forward is for you, as best you can, try to keep the weight even on both glutes. Flex both feet. Keep your neck in line with your spine, but if it is a day where you know that dropping your head benefits you, then that's what you should do. Remember, the practice is for you about learning how to treat yourself kindly. Now, if it's possible to bend that right knee, bend it. If not, stay just as you are. You can do the exact same thing. Reposition, try to get the weight even on the glutes. Lean slightly forward, so a forward fold bending from your hip creases. And this time you'll twist to the right. The left glute does want to try to lift probably, so keep it down. You can stay here. Some of you will get your elbows to the floor. Again, use the blocks. Never think of the props as making things easier. I personally get a way deeper stretch and release when I can press my elbows into the block and I can really put some effort into pressing that left hip back. Keep breathing. Then bring yourself back up. Bring your torso back to the center. Now you're moving into the left twist. So right hand to left, left hand behind, twisting. Try to sit up nice and tall, not leaning. Chin's parallel to the floor. Good. Bring yourself back to the center and take yourself forward. A little, a lot. Wiggle the glutes out a bit. Keep the neck relaxed. Again, if it is a day where you know you can bring your chin in front of your knee and drop your head, and that builds strength, do it. But keep in mind, it's always about building both strength and flexibility. Not just working strength, not just building flexibility, but that union of the two, because yoga does mean union. And bring yourself back up. Stretch out that right leg, stretch out the left leg, rock it out, shake a little bit back and forth, and then find your way again into the forward fold that's best for you. And don't assume that each time you come into the forward fold, it will be the same. You can always use the straps if you like, or have a strap. It can be a scarf, it can be the belt of your bathrobe, whatever you have handy. And then bring yourself up, roll your shoulders a few times back and a few times forward. Swing your legs around, come onto your hands and knees. Remember, you can place something under the knees if you need to. Just let your hips swing a little bit from side to side. And the next time the hips are over to the right, see if you could look over your right shoulder and see your right hips, just creating a little bit of a side bend. Bring hips and head back to the center, and then switch to the other side. Press those hips out, look over that other shoulder, and back to the center. Tuck your 10 toes under, send the bottom back to the heels, and just reposition your hands a bit. Walk them around a bit. Where do you feel the best opening across your shoulders? Come all the way back up and lift your tail, expand your belly, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades lightly. And then from the tailbone, tuck, squeeze the air out of the lower abdominals, bring the chin to the chest and create rounding in the upper back. So as you move to the back bend, the tail lifts, the belly expands, the shoulders squeeze lightly, the gaze goes up. Counter stretch the back bend, the tail tucks, belly draws to spine, chin to chest. Do that once more. That inhale, expand, open. Now this time when you exhale, draw the belly to the spine. Keep that hollowed out belly. Drop your bottom to the heels. Stay there. Or come up to downward dog and walk this downward dog out. Breathing. And then bring yourself back onto your hands and knees, tops of the feet to the floor. Then tuck the right toes, extend them back, extend the left arm. Stay there or lift that right foot up. Try to square the hips, keep your breathing, unlock your right arm. Don't drop your heads, I'm watching you. Good, hand and knee down. Left toes tuck, slide back, right arm forward, stay there. Or lift and flex that left foot. Make sure there's some weight in the top of your right foot. If you need to tuck the toes, you can always do that. Connect at the center of the body, the core. And bring that down to it once more to each side. Breathing. Don't hang those heads. Good, and last time, other side. Imagine pressing that foot that's up in the air into a wall, keeping the shoulders even, not hanging the head. and down. Good. Tops of the feet on the floor, send the hips back to the heels, put the elbows on the floor or on blocks, lift the arms and rotate into the wrists. Go both directions. And then just give it a shake. Try to get those shoulders out of your ears. Good, and come back up onto tabletop. So if you prefer what we just did, do that again. Otherwise, send the left leg back, send the right leg back and up and extend the left arm. Good, breathing. Keep the arm up. You can always put it down if you like. And then bring that right knee to the right elbow and extend it back, flex. Again, knee to elbow, flex it back. If you need that left hand on the ground, by all means, and back. Make sure there's weight in the left foot. Last time, take it back, hand and knee down. Switch sides, right arm up, left leg back, breathe. Knee to elbow. You did 4. If you didn't do 4, do the number you're doing. Don't lock that left arm. Try not to hang your head. Keep your breath. Make sure there's weight in the right foot. If you need to tuck the toes, do that instead. Good. Hand and knee down. This time, if you can, open your knees nice and wide. Touch your big toes. Send bottom back to heels. Place the forearms on the floor and then lift the hands off the floor and rotate into the wrists. Watch that head. You're trying to build neck strength, so don't flop it all over the place. And then shake them out. Good. Put your hands back down. Come back up. So again, remember, you have that first option. You have the option elbow to knee, or take the left arm forward, the right leg back and up, and then the knee comes to the outside of the elbow. Breathing. If 4 is not your number and 24 is, do 24. If 5 is your number, do 5. Do what works best for you. When you're finished, hands and knee down, and then switch. And remember, it really doesn't matter what side you're on, to the outside of the elbow. Head's not hanging. Hopefully you're breathing. Move slow, move fast. It's really, what does your body need? It's never about how many you do. It's about the quality of what you're doing. Now, when you stretch it back, you decide. Knees and feet parallel or knees wide. If you prefer taking your hands back to your feet, by all means. If there's blood pressure issues at all, you don't need to drop the head below the shoulders or below the heart. Just rest your head on a block. Keep breathing. Good. Bring yourself back up and come onto your hands and knees. Then bring yourself all the way up onto your knees and move that left foot forward. Good. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Leaning forward. Now, this is actually where you may find that you do want a book or a block or something. Leaning, knee still is above heel. Good. Keep your breath. Try to square your hips. Your hands can be on the floor if that's better for you. And then you bring that right shoulder to the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Shouldn't take a day off. And breathe. Some of you may go down to your elbows, or again, this is where you can use a book or a block. Keep your breath. And then bring yourself all the way up. You can keep the books or the blocks handy. Come up, tuck those right toes, and lift the knee. Use your breath. You can always have the blocks or the books as long as you have a high stack of books right here. Good. Keep breathing. Bring the knee down. Bring the hands down. Your choice, you can go downward dog or you can go child's pose. If you are in downward dog, you might want to walk it out. Good. Then come to your knees, lift your hands off the floor, and bring the other leg forward. And again, it really doesn't matter which one you do. And then see if you can shift forward, but still drawing that front hip back. And you can lean, hands can be on the floor, hands can be on the blocks of the books. There is weight in the top of the other foot, and if you need the toes tucked, by all means. Now, bring the right shoulder to the inside of the knee. Try to keep that knee up close to the arm, to the shoulder. You can go down to your elbows. Try not to hang your heads. I'm watching you. Keep breathing. Again, use the blocks if that's better for you. Move that hip back. Bring yourself up. Put your hands on the hips. If you can, tuck the back toes. Bring yourself up. Smile. Hips are pointing straight ahead. We're not in a twist. Good breathing. And knee down. Hands down. Your choice. Downward dog or child's pose. Walking it out. Keep breathing. And then find your way to a half fold or a full standing fold, whatever's better for you. If you do have books or blocks, you can rest the hands there. And if you're feeling pain at all in the back or hamstrings, move your legs farther apart. Let the knees soften. Remember, it's about getting this rib-thigh connection as much as you can. And then either walk the hands up the legs or extend the arms and come all the way up with the ears between the arms. And lower the arms down. Just let the arms swing a bit. Good, keep breathing. Now, if you do have blocks or books, you may want to keep them close by. You may want them in a little bit for balance. Go about to the center of your mat. So this is balance. And if you need to put your hand on a wall or if you have a chair handy, use it. Come up on the balls of your feet and move your left foot forward. Good, not too far forward. Way up on the balls of the feet, keeping the spine straight. Come down into a slight squat. And if you need to reposition your feet, you know you can. Just pick them up and move them. Come back up. Imagine that you're holding a block between your inner upper thighs. Come back again. Lift those heels. Keep breathing. Good. Come up. Let's do two more. And, you pick your number. Smile. Way up. Squeeze between your inner upper thighs like you're holding something. And coming back down. Good. Coming up. Lower the heels down. Your back foot, so your right foot turns slightly out. The arms come up and they come behind your back. You either do knuckle to knuckle, or some of you will be able to put your palms together, palm to palm. So you choose what's best for you. And take the body halfway forward, sending that front hip back, back thigh forward. Now halfway, if that's enough, stay there. If you know you would be better having the hands on the blocks and that would give you better alignment, then do that. Now, some of you may find that you can move that front hip back and take yourself fully forward or a little farther forward. If your hands are together in prayer, slide your fingertips up to where the neck and the hairline meet. And those of you straining your neck, thrusting your chin, drop your head. Good. Come part way up. Keep breathing. And then come all the way up. Release the arms out to a T. Shift your weight to your front foot and roll onto the balls of the back foot. And then tuck the top of the back foot under and try not to lean forward. So put as much pressure on the top of that right foot as you can. Make sure the front leg isn't completely locked. Good. Now roll over the toes onto the balls of the feet. Bend the front knee slightly. Lean, go part way forward. Now this is where you may need those blocks, so feel free to use them. If this is enough, stay there. If you are able to lift the back leg and straighten the front leg, then try that. Try to square the hips. Good, breathe, breathe, breathe. Now bend that front knee, lower the back toes down. Come back up to standing. Take the back foot, Step it forward and lift it up. And this is where if you do have a block or a book, you can always rest the toes there. Otherwise, it's in the air. Opposite hand, so left hand to right knee, right hand behind, and you twist right. Breathing. Breath is never an option. You should always breathe. Good. Bring it back to the center. Lower that right foot down and go into a half fold or a full fold, whatever is best for you. Good. Keep breathing, and then you can step back to downward dog, walk it out, or you can go onto your hands and knees and into child's pose. Remember, this practice is all about you. Every practice is all about you. And then bring your feet forward between your hands to a half or a full fold. Either walk the hands up the legs or extend the arms forward. Bring yourself all the way up. And lower the arms down. Go up on the balls of the feet. Walk back about mid-mat. Good, lower the heels down. So remember, everything you're doing in standing, the foundation is the feet. So position your feet so your foundation is strong. Now you'll bring the opposite foot. So in my case, it's my right foot forward. And rise up on the balls of the feet and squeeze your inner upper thighs like I gave you a block to hold between them. And then come down. Shoulders are even. You're not leaning or arching. You're strong. And all the way up, still holding that block between the inner upper thighs. And coming back down. If you did 4 last time, do 4 this time. Keep your breath. Feel your legs, hopefully. Notice your balance from side to side. Is it different? For most of us, it is. Good. Keep your breathing all the way up. Feet lower, so the back foot is at a slight angle. You might need to pick it up and make your stance a bit wider. The arms come up. You either go palm to palm or knuckle to knuckle. You can hold your elbows. So the right hip, the front hip moves back. You put a micro bend in the front knee and you go halfway forward, neck in line with the spine. So you don't want that hip thrusting forward. Good. If you are able to do that downward dog movement of hips up and back, you can go as far forward as you like. Keep your breath. Unclench your teeth in your toes while you're looking down. Are the arches of your feet even working at all? Watch your necks. Let them go. Good. Come up part way, squaring the hips. Pause. Remember those pauses. Are you practicing kindness to yourself? Bring yourself all the way up. Could you still hold that block between your inner upper thighs? Release the arms. Shift the weight to the front foot. Put the top of the back foot on the floor and then draw up the center line of your body. Engage top and bottom half right there at the core. Keep your breath. Good. Now roll back over the toes. So the toes are tucked. Front knee bends. It's a forward fold, so you bend from the hip creases. Again, this may be where you need to be with your blocks. Be content there. Good. Extend the arms out if you can and lift the leg. Breathing. Square those hips. Sometimes I bring my hands to my low back just for that awareness. I tend to hike up on one side. Keep your breathing. Good, then bend that front knee, let the toes come down. Bring yourself up. Shift the weight to the front foot, lift the left foot up. Right hand to left. Left hand behind the hips, the knees point straight ahead. And you rotate torso around the spine. So don't take your hips into the twist. Good, bring yourself back to the center. Place that foot down. Breathe in, bring the arms up and bend to the side. Doesn't matter which side. If your shoulders hurt, put your hands on your hips. Good, come all the way up. Shoulders release, go the other way. I'm watching you smile. Good, come all the way up. Add a back bend. So if it's painful with the arms up, I really would suggest you question why you're doing it and put your hands on your glutes or on the backs of your thighs. Bring yourself all the way up. Fold the body forward. Go all the way or halfway. What do you need? Place the hands on the floor beside the feet. Step back to downward dog. Walk it out. You can always go tabletop to child's pose and stay there. If you feel that you can't do this, leave it out, stay in child's pose. Otherwise, lift your right leg up. Square the hips, point the toes, then lift the right leg all the way up, rotate to the right, and look under the right arm. Good, breathe, and then bend that right knee. Unlock the left. Now as you come back to the center, square everything up, flex that right foot, bring it down, and walk it out. Switch sides, send the hips up and back. Pick the left foot off the floor, square the hips, point the toes, lift the leg, extend, rotate, look under the left arm, bend the left knee, breathe, unlock that right knee. Square everything up, flex the left foot, lower the leg down, send the hips up and back. Bring yourself into a full or half forward fold. You can hold the ankles, you can hold the elbows, what feels the best. Either walk the hands up the legs or bring the arms all the way up and lower the arms down. Arms up or hands to hips. Bend the other way this time. Keep breathing, use your legs, lift those arches, I'm watching. All the way up, drop your shoulders, go the other way. Check in with your breath. Let your mind follow the story your breath is telling you so you're present in the here and now. Coming back up, add another back bend. What back bend would benefit you? Don't let those heads fall back. Good. If you're thrusting the hips forward and compressing, lift up out of that low back. All the way up. Breathe in. Body folds halfway or all the way forward. Walk out your forward fold. Remember, you can do it with your elbows on your thighs if that's better, or use your blocks. Pause in the forward fold. Give yourself a good pause. Relax your neck. This time, step back to plank. If plank doesn't work for you, you can go down onto your elbows to half plank. Keep your breathing. Place your knees on the floor, tops of the feet on the floor, bottom back to heels. Bring yourself back into that tabletop position. Move the torso forward, elbows in, onto your belly. Fingers under your shoulders, come up, forehead, nose, chin, chest, into this baby cobra. Lift the hands off the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades. Make sure there's weight in your toes. Bring the hands down, chest, chin, nose, forehead. Press up onto your hands and knees. Bottom back to heels, child's pose. Bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, walk your hands back to your knees, and lift your knees off the floor. Now, if you know a squat isn't good for your body, then question again, why am I doing it? And sit down, however you like. Otherwise, lift the hands off the floor and do this little duck walk, about 3/4 of a way up the mat, so you have mat behind you. You can come onto your back just however it's best for you, or you can go toes, heels, bottom, and add a few spinal rocks. Remember the spinal rocks if you have tailbone problems, back problems, neck problems, probably not advised. So question again your choices. Some of you may like to come to the squat and then back down. Once you get all the way down, pause and just bring your knees into your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Notice how it feels. Your foundation has changed now. You're on your back. Reposition your neck and bring some circles into the body. Clockwise, not clockwise, doesn't matter. Go both directions. You can have the support of a blanket or something under your head. Don't give yourself too much support. Try to keep the natural curve of your neck, not the chin extending up. And now pause and make yourself as tiny as you can. So if that means you can hold your feet and bring your nose up to your knees, great. And if not, do what feels right. Let the head come down and place the feet on the floor and extend your legs along the mat. Bend the left knee, lift the foot off the floor, bring the right hand across to the left knee, and twist to the right. So your left glute lifts up. Now, if the knee doesn't come to the floor, the option is you can use, if you have a bolster or a pillow or something to put under the knee, your head can turn the opposite direction and the back hand can rest on the side body, it can rest on the ground, and your head can turn whatever direction gives you the deepest stretch. If that straight leg needs to bend a bit, let it. Take one more breath in and one more breath out. Bring yourself back to the center. Just pause with the thigh in at the chest for a breath or two. And then release and switch sides. So the thigh comes up into the chest. The opposite hand comes to the knee. The other hand comes to the floor. And you twist. Head whatever direction feels best for you. That back arm can actually rest up on a block if that feels good. It often gives space for the shoulder to release. So you decide what would feel best for you. Keep breathing. Good, and then bring yourself back to the center. Pause with your thigh in at your chest. And then bring the other knee up into the chest, rock it out. If you feel that happy baby would be good for you, go into happy baby. Remember, you can always use the straps. And often by using the straps, that allows you to bend the elbows and get movement wider into the hips. So you decide what's best for you. You can always lift the head and shoulders up off the floor. And bring the head down, press the legs up, bring the legs together. Good, keep breathing. If your back hurts, lower the legs down by bending the knees, otherwise legs straight down. Bring the arms to the ground and tighten everything, tight, tight, tight. And a long, loud letting go exhale. And do that one more time, tight, 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 tight. And let go. Give yourself time for any last movements for Shavasana. For some of you, it might feel better to bend the knees and let the knees rest in towards each other and the feet move apart. But really, whatever position feels most comfortable for you for Shavasana, even legs up the wall. It is truly your time, and time that you should take for yourself every day just to replenish and nurture your body, your mind, your spirit. When you can learn to be kind to yourself, that is truly when the kindness extends out to everyone else in your life. Take a moment to breathe in, a moment to breathe out. Inhaling peace, exhaling to release. Allowing the warmth of relaxation to move gently within you. Give your mind permission to slow down. Visualize that beautiful white light within your heart and let your mind rest gently within that light. Please take a few more moments in Shavasana or all the time that you need. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. Namaste. Don't forget, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time.